All right, everybody. Thanks for downloading this episode of the PM Reviews podcast. We got a chance to talk to Adam Gettis this time. He's a offensive lineman for the Buccaneers currently. He's been on a couple teams, had a couple experiences with some teams. Um, so be sure to check it out. It's about to get started. If you don't mind, leave us a review at iTunes and a rating. We'd really appreciate that. It helps out a lot. If we helps us get some guests on, helps us kind of move up in the charts. So without further ado, here we go.
All right, everybody. We're sitting here talking to Adam Gettis. And how's it going, Adam?
I'm good.
And so Adam is he's a lineman, offensive lineman for the Washington Redskins.
No, he's on the Buccaneers now.
The Buccaneers. I'm sitting here looking up a whole bunch of information. I'm reading something about the Redskins. My bad. For the Buccaneers, I should have known that. We're Panthers fans. I should have known that. But it's okay now. It's all good.
Didn't your brother played here though, right?
Yeah, I had a cousin that played for the Panthers a while back.
David?
Yep, David Gettis. I actually got to play with him when we were on the Redskins together, too.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, so you were on the Redskins?
Yeah, he got drafted by the Redskins.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking. Maybe that's what I was thinking when I said that. I don't know what I was thinking, but
Is David your cousin?
Yeah, he's a second cousin of mine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Your Wikipedia page, somebody needs to go change that. Somebody put brother on there.
Yeah, close enough. You're all Gettis.
So we were doing a little bit of research, and we were kind of looking at your some of your high school and college stuff. And so where'd you play high school ball at?
In Chicago, I went to Lincoln Ways High School and played 3 years of varsity there and won state championship and semifinals twice.
Only 3 years of varsity?
Yeah, I started playing football in high school. So my first year I played freshman at I was a 6'2", 260-pound freshman.
Good
so I was a big kid and played defensive line and tight end, and then they brought me up to varsity the next year.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's okay.
And were you always playing like guard and stuff like that? Well, actually, you just said tight end. Never mind. Did you ever get on the defense though?
Yeah, I played both sides. I played defensive tackle, defensive end, and I played offensive tackle in high school. I was a right tackle. So I didn't start playing offense until junior year in college. Junior year in high school. So.
And you won a state championship?
Yeah, we won the state championship in '05. I was a junior, and we played Maine South and won in double overtime.
Good God! Did you go to an 8A high school?
Yes, I did.
That's how many kids were in your class? That's huge.
We had 837 kids in the class and 4,400 in the school.
That is ridiculous.
I think we had like 800 in our whole high school.
Yeah, our whole high school is 800. So that's absolutely ridiculous.
That's a lot of competition.
We're in Charlotte. We do all this out of Charlotte, and the highest Charlotte goes is even 4A. So
okay,
8A's that's huge.
That's like if you're starting, that means there's a lot of competition. So
yeah, we had some good teams, and I think we ended up ranked 9th in the nation that year.
Is 8A as high as it goes in Illinois?
Yeah, it's as high as it goes. I think that's as high as it goes in any other state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't see how we get any more.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't see how it gets any bigger than that, but
no.
But and you played college at University of Iowa, right?
Yeah, I did.
Pretty good college to play football at.
Yeah, they got a good program.
Yeah.
They got the highest tenured coach in Coach Vance there, and 4 out of 5 years of bowl games. So it was good. It was a good year. Good years.
You what was it like playing college ball there?
It was amazing. And they know how to build up their players. My first day in college, I was 227 pounds, I was 227, and to be a 227 pound offensive lineman, it's not gonna go very well. So they build you up and pound you with a whole bunch of protein shakes and pizza. They make you big. So I ended up playing my senior year at 280. I got to play some really good talent. I got to play against J.J. Watt. I got to play against first rounders, second rounders, and Aaron Donald, a whole bunch of great player. So it really helped my stock when I finally made it to the draft. So that helped out a ton.
Yeah, those are some two good, probably two of the best linemen I can think of, probably maybe ever.
Yeah, they're up there. They're up
Who
there.
who do you think was the toughest person you've had to block?
Aaron Donald was pretty good, but he was only a sophomore, so he still learned how to, play college ball at Pittsburgh. J.J. Watt was pretty good, but I think he kind of held back a little bit his senior year because I was a junior when I played him because he knew he was going to the pros, so he kind of held back a little bit. Who was his name? Jarrell Worthy was really good from Michigan State. He was one of my toughest competitors. I think he's with the Bills right now. So I give it to Jarrell Worthy right now because I can't think of anybody else.
That's crazy. We get some big names there. I mean, you got to play against. That's crazy. J.J. Watt and all those guys, man.
What was your major in college?
It was communications.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Mass communications. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. That's a little bit different from what we've heard. Most guys is sports related, so that's a little bit different of a choice.
Major in football. Yeah.
Major in football.
Yeah, not this guy.
We had a couple do like broadcasting and like sports broadcasting, and sports medicine and stuff. So
not this guy.
Well, moving on from college. So do you remember the day you got drafted, like sitting there and like who called you and like getting the call and what it felt like and all that?
Oh yeah. A lot of guys have it. They either go to the actual draft or go to a bar or something. I want to have mine at my grandmother's house, and I invited all my friends, all my family to my grandmother's house. We hung out and had a good time. The first day, I knew I wasn't going to get drafted on the first day, so I didn't care about who got drafted in the first round. And then the next day was the second and third round, and all the analysts had me going third round to the Texans. I think it was like the 99th pick or something. So I'm sitting there waiting for the 99th pick, and it comes up, the Texans select. I'm like, ah. And then they picked Brandon Brooks. I said, oh, gosh, God damn it. So I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm just like, am I actually going to get drafted? So the next day comes up, the third day, and I'm already exhausted. The process is crazy when you think you're going to get drafted early, and then, you got to wait 3 days in a row, and it gets pretty tiring. So that third day comes up. My buddy gets drafted. My college roommate gets drafted to the Packers in the fourth round, Nick Daniels. So, I'm sitting there congratulating him. I was happy for him, but I'm in the back of my mind, I'm still like, am I going to get drafted? What am I going to do? So the fifth round comes up, and all of a sudden I get I think it was a 703 area code on my phone. I'm like, who the hell is 703, and why are you calling me on draft day? So I answer my phone, and I think it was, what's his name? It was the GM at the time. I can't think of his name. He called me. He said, yeah, congratulations. Would you like to be drafted by the Redskins? I'm like, yeah. So he's like, oh, great. We would love to have you. We'd love for you to play for us. Here's Mike Shanahan. He wants to talk to you.
Good God.
That's crazy.
Mike Shanahan. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So me and Mike Shanahan talked for about a whole 30 seconds, and then he's like, oh, here's your offensive line coach, Chris Forrester. Chris Forrester is the one that, did the white powder, talking to his girlfriend on camera. That was my coach. So, yeah.
The guy in the Dolphins, I think he went.
He's one of my favorite coaches. Some guys like to do it, and some guys don't. So, can't judge you guys' character over that. We talked for like 5 minutes, and a week later, I'm playing for the Skins. I'm in camp, so it's cool.
And by the way, Bruce Allen was at GM. We just both pulled it up here on our.
Yes,
we threw it in our Google machine.
And you were drafted in 2012, right?
Yep.
So you were coming in with like Kirk Cousins and RG3 and like Alfred Morris and all of them, I think, right?
That was my class. Yep.
That's a pretty good class.
Yeah, we had a sweet class. Most of the guys are still playing. Kirk just got released. Well, they didn't pay him. They brought in Alex Smith. So our whole class is going now, but we're all playing for somebody else. So, that just goes to show you, how the NFL works.
You played with C.J. Fedorowicz in college, right?
Yeah, good old CJ.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was looking up the 2012 roster, so I guess or the 2011 roster. That'd have been your last season there. And
Okay,
looking
yeah.
at some of the names, I just ran across CJ. So that's pretty cool. Big name tight
Yeah.
end in the league. That's pretty crazy. Lot
Yeah, he actually
you played
handled
with a
him in
lot of
college.
Texans.
Yeah, I played with a few Texans. James Ferris was there. Jeff Allen is one of my buddies from Chicago. Um, CJ, a couple other guys too. So I know some Texans.
Yeah.
And that first 2012 Redskins season, you guys went to the playoffs that year, so that was a nice way to get introduced to the league.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. Got to play a little bit, but just seeing how we were able to move so far. I think we were like 3-3 the first 3 games, and then we won 8 straight or something like that. And then we lost to the Seahawks, and Trent punched the guy at the end of the game. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Richard
Yeah, I
Sherman
was
was trying
standing right
to.
next to him.
Were you really?
So it was. Yeah, I was.
I'm gonna
It
go
was
pull up
pretty
the tape
cool.
on that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's on there. It's on YouTube somewhere.
Well, so you've had a lot of experience with a lot of different teams. I guess you've been in a lot of locker rooms and experienced a lot of cultures. I mean, what's some of the biggest difference from the teams you've experienced? Like,
So I've been with 5 teams, and that just goes to show you how the NFL works. You don't know where you're going to be
oh, it's a business.
at any time. Yeah, so I've been with the Redskins, Pittsburgh, to the Giants. In between the Giants, then I went to Oakland for 2 weeks, and the Giants called me back. And now I'm with the Bucks. So I guess the difference in locker rooms, I feel like it really depends on the leadership. Leadership is a big thing when it comes to locker rooms. The Redskins, we had the first year we had guys like London Fletcher and Brian Arakpo and guys like that really brought the hammer down when it came to leadership, and I believe they did a great job with leadership. Pittsburgh definitely has leadership. No matter who you talk to, especially the older guys, like I'll probably mention the O-line a little bit more, but Marquise Pouncey, Dave DeCastro, who's in my class too. Those guys really bring the hammer down when it comes to leadership. Giants had some good leadership too, but it could be a lot better. A lot better. There's some guys that I believe need to step up, and I feel like lead that team to where they could be, because they're a great team. They got great guys. It just somebody needs to step up and be that guy, and I don't think they have that guy yet, or that person just hasn't, taken that leap yet. And I was only with Tampa for the last 3 weeks, but I believe Jameis is that guy that steps up and, hey, we got to get it done. We got to do this. He's a big talker, which I like. So he's our big leader on the team.
Yeah, he's Jameis is he seems like the leader role. You can tell it even though at a young age, you can tell how good of a leader he really is.
He made the transition
he's
to.
got a lot of experience. Yeah, he's got a lot of experience in winning. So once you have a winner as your leader, it only carries over.
Oh yeah, it carries over easy. But I was about to ask a question. I lost my train of thought because I was reading something. I got to stop reading. But you were with the Giants in 2015, 2017. You get to is that your longest run with a team? I think. Let's see.
It was. I think it was. It might have been the longest run, but it's
Yeah.
probably the same exact run as the Redskins.
Okay, gotcha. So,
Yep.
I mean, you get to run into guys like Eli and Odell and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah, I see those guys every day.
man,
And
that's
guys, Odell gets a bad rep just for being young and loving the game, but you want somebody like that on your team. If you don't have guys like that on your team, it's going to be tough to win.
He's a
guy
fiery-
goes out there, makes plays, likes to have a good time. Eli's the more quiet type. He is a little older, so it's kind of hard for him to relate to 23, 24-year-olds. But real good guy. When he needs to be that leader, he's that leader. But he's that B type passive personality. So I don't think that's really in his in his nature.
And you were there. Like, what was Tom Coughlin kind of like?
Tom Coughlin was a badass. he would fight you if he could. You know, he's a little older, but 20. I guarantee, if he was 20 years younger, he'd probably fight half of the team because we used to get on his nerves so much. But Tom Coughlin is a great guy. He's a great coach. He's top 5 for me that I played for. So I'm glad he's doing what he's doing with the Jags because he deserves it. He definitely deserves it.
Any good Tom Coughlin stories?
So me and Tom Coughlin used to sit next to each other on the plane. And, well, not directly next to each other, but everybody has their own row. So he's on the row across from me. And I think we just lost a game to somebody. And he falls asleep. And a couple guys walk past and they're looking like, is he okay? Like, is he dead? Or I can't tell. So one of the guys taps me. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't touch me. Oh, it was hilarious.
Man, that's pretty cool.
I'm not going to lie. I did take a picture. I did take a picture. But that picture's going to stay on my phone.
That's pretty cool. I mean, riding on a plane with Tom Coughlin, joking around with a bunch of guys, that's crazy. I mean, that's something that...
Yeah. He's a good dude. Like I said, he's a good dude. He knows when to have a good time and he's going to get serious. But, you know, guy that's won 2 championships, he's going to be a great coach.
Oh, yeah, and like you said, took the Jaguars and just, turned them around in a heartbeat. I mean, AFC Championship game.
And you saw what happened to the Giants once he left. It kind of like seemed like what you said earlier, like the leadership kind of. I feel like him being there kind of like created a void that nobody, thought would happen. I guess.
Right. Don't get me wrong. Ben was a great coach too. I just feel like some guys just kind of gave up last year, but Ben was also a great leader, a great coach. But Tom did bring that little extra, to the team. Guys wanted to play for Tom, and Tom wanted to be the best coach he could be.
Yeah, I think Ben kind of got a bad rap because I think a lot of guys just really liked Tom, and it was like no matter who got put in there, they weren't going to like it kind of thing.
I wouldn't say that because we all like Tom, but we all love Ben. Like, we love Ben. And, of course a couple guys are going to come out and say, Ben isn't the greatest coach, Ben, blah, blah, blah. But you're going to get that backlash from at least 1 or 2 guys on any team. I don't care what team you play for. But as a player's coach, because he definitely was a player's coach, he was great. We all loved him. But actually, he only got 2 years. So
yeah, and he had this year was rough on him. I mean, losing Odell, losing Brandon Marshall. That's super rough.
We had 29 guys on IR, towards the end of the season. So, they didn't give him a chance.
Yeah.
And 2 years isn't really enough time to, like, really make your mark most of the time.
Not at all. That's for any coach. He did bench Eli. They got a lot of backlash for that, but I don't think that's the reason to fire a guy.
Nah, that ain't. I mean, you're just at that point. You're just trying to make a move and see, maybe what you got sitting back there. You got to give the second guy a chance to get in there and show what he actually can do. I mean, at some point.
Exactly.
Why not? Whenever
exactly.
If you if you're not going to make the playoffs, you got to be like, hey man, I'm just going to give this guy a chance and give him a chance in a whole game, see what he can do, see what we got, maybe.
Exactly.
Examine the field, kind of.
Right. You got to see what you got. You got to see what you got to see what you're going to get in the draft or get in free agency. We don't know how long Eli's in.
Yeah.
Like I say,
and Eli was
older,
pretty cool with it.
Yeah. He was, well, I don't know if he's cool with it, but he did play it off really well. So I know he's not the one to like to sit back and watch the game. So I believe he wasn't cool with it, but he wasn't going to say that. He was, we all supported him and all his decisions. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, most of those guys are, they know at the end of the day it's about a team, and I'm on the team. The team's not about me. It's, about what's better for the team. So, I mean,
exactly.
I got a veteran like Eli. I mean, he fully understands the whole idea of it. I mean,
right.
But
he's a Class 1A professional, so he definitely understands.
I mean, 2-time Super Bowl champion. I mean, what's he gonna say?
Yeah, exactly. You can't beat that.
No, I can't beat that.
Well, you can if you're Tom Brady.
If you're Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, Tom Brady can't beat him, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tom Brady can't beat him.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
So, I mean, Tom Brady can hold up all 6 or 5 or however many he's gonna have after Sunday, but he can't sit there and say he beat Eli. So.
Right. You know, there was a big saying around here because 2 years ago, last season we would say, you know, Dallas man went undefeated, but the 2 L's in Dallas stand, you know, for the Giants.
They do.
They did.
They
could not get past the Giants.
They could not. It doesn't matter how good they played last year. They were not beating y'all. It doesn't matter. It's almost like it's almost kind of like the Panthers and the Falcons. So I don't know how much you know. I don't know how much about that rivalry, but 2015 when they were on a tear, we were telling everybody just wait till we have to play the Falcons at their place. Just wait. It doesn't even matter.
Oh, good old Cam Newton.
Yeah, that's our. That's kind of our boy here. We kind of like him. We're from Charlotte, though, so we're a little bit biased.
Yeah, actually, me and Cam Newton were kind of running mates at the 2005 Army All-American camp. Him and his dad and me and him kind of rolled together and went from place to place together. And he's a different guy, but I support him. He's good. You know, he's a great football player. So.
Unique athlete. Once in a lifetime athlete.
Very unique.
I mean,
he's definitely an athlete. He was this big in high school, which was scary. I asked him, what position do you play? Linebacker or something? A big dude. He's like, no, man, I'm a quarterback. What you mean? What position you play? And at the time, I was 6'2", 205 playing offensive line. He's like, you a receiver or something? I was like, no, I'm an offensive lineman. And he's like, well, he can't block for me. You too little. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if we could be friends.
That was a really good Cam impersonation, too.
That's so something he would say. Oh, my God.
Really good.
That's so something he would say.
That was our interaction back in the day. Good 13 years ago.
He's a funny guy, man. He's hilarious. He's, seeing him.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of see him just a little bit more than, I guess the rest of the world does, just being in Charlotte and everything. And he's hilarious, man. He's so funny. The thing you'll see him in downtown, he'll be riding his little what's that little thing called? His little hoverboard. He'll be riding that thing down the sidewalks in downtown Charlotte. Yeah, he'll just ride that thing down. He'll ride it down to like a lot of people say he rides it down to like the little record station, a little like what do you call it, like CDs and stuff like that, little record store. And he'll just ride that thing down the sidewalk and like cross the road in it and stuff. And people are like, "Dude, you're our franchise quarterback. What are you doing, man?" He's that's crazy. Awesome. But that's a lot of how people think that NFL players and stuff like that's how they all are, man. They just want to be people. I mean, it sucks whenever you see people like just harass them and give them a bad rap when all of them are good guys. I mean, every one of them usually are.
Yeah, most of them are. You got a few bad eggs, but most guys just want to be seen as everybody else. We are on TV, we're in commercials, but we're just like everybody else. But if they're out with the kids and they're out eating with their family, that's not the best time to ask for an autograph or a picture.
Yeah, but, exactly.
And like you were saying earlier, like you were telling us about Odell and all that. He gets a bad rap. Like that's pretty much what most people have said with guys like that. Like on our interviews, like it's just like a media thing. It's not like the people that are around him every day don't have any problem with him, and they say they're cool.
Right. It's media blows up everything. It can make Jesus look like the devil. So it's. The media can flip anything they want to and make it into whatever they want to.
Yeah, and sadly enough, people listen to them. That's the sad part, is people actually believe what they say.
The tough part.
Well,
right, exactly.
Well, when we were setting this thing up, we didn't know how to take this, but you said something about wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how... We're pretty diehard out here.
I got a question for you guys. Are you guys just WWE, or are you... Indie and TNA and GF. Well, it's not GFW anymore, but
I like a little New Japan. I like to watch as much New Japan as I can.
Yeah, we try to keep up with it. We watch WWE every week, but I try to keep up with
WWE is definitely the most convenient for us to watch. But we keep our eye on like Ring of Honor, and we're watching the Young Bucks and that big thing with Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega that just happened last weekend.
Kenny Omega, yeah.
So we We're pretty diehard fans. We can go for it.
I'm not on the dirt sheets like I used to be, but I still try to keep up with everything.
Yeah, same here. Like this will be my 5th WrestleMania I think I'm going to.
What?
And I go every year, and I take my wife with me. We hang out, and it's in New Orleans this year, so we went back in 2000. I think it was 2014 the last time they had it in New Orleans.
Yep.
And that's when Brock lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, or not Brock,
Undertaker lost.
Oh man,
Yeah.
what was that like being in the crowd?
You know what? It was the craziest thing because we usually stay for like a week, and I had my Brock Lesnar shirt on, and people would come up to me because WrestleManias are nuts. There's thousands and thousands of people, and everybody's a fan, so everybody's talking to each other, and everybody's like, "Undertaker's not going to lose. He's never lost ever. You know, he's 20-0, or you know, Undertaker's never going to lose. It's all rigged. Blah 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 blah." So I'm like, "All right." So I wore my Brock Lesnar shirt to WrestleMania, and then Brock won, and then you just hear like you can hear a pin drop.
Oh, it was quiet.
It was crazy.
It was hard to watch.
And it's in which new one is the Superdome? I think it is.
Yeah.
I think Hulk Hogan called it the Silver Dome, and everybody freaked out.
Yeah, everybody was real pissed off. Like Stone Cold even came out there and made fun of him.
Yeah, it was great, but there was a Divas match right after that. Like I don't remember if it was like over the top Divas match, but it was maybe like 15 or 20 Divas in the match, and nobody said a word through the whole match. You can just hear a pin drop through the whole match. Like people were still stunned.
Everybody was like, yeah.
Well, because usually in WWE, when something crazy happens, you wait and they like restart the match or something. Like it was just everybody was like in shock, but it was like, no, that's it. That's the way it's going to go. Like,
yeah.
So
no, they waited a good, because I think they went to commercial. If you watched it on the network, but they waited a good 15 minutes for it to kind of die down, but it just didn't die. Like that silence did not die down until I forgot who wrestled after the Divas match, but you know, it started to pick up a little bit, but people were just so in shock, and people started leaving after that too.
That's wild.
That's
Paul Heyman was saying Brock thought he lost his hearing because how loud it had been the whole night, and then out of nowhere it goes silent. He was saying that Brock was like thought he went deaf.
Yeah, it was nuts, and that's Superdome. It was nuts until that match.
So you've been to the last 5 WrestleManias?
Yep.
So this
will be my 5th one this year.
Okay, this will be your 5th one. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been at the one at AT&T Stadium, and you were at the one last year. Those are like 2 of the maybe the best WrestleManias.
Which one would you say was like your favorite to go to?
Last year was pretty sweet because my buddy and his family went to. That one was Orlando, but the one in Dallas was cool. The Rock bringing out the flamethrower, and I think there was a ladder match in there somewhere. I think it was the Zack Ryder or
that's
Zack
when
Ryder
he won
ended
the
up
title.
winning, I think. So that was cool. I was excited for that more than anything. I was happy for Zack Ryder because he never wins. So
that was sweet.
And it sucked. It sucked because they took the title off him the very next night. They took the title, and it was like, what the heck, guys? Like,
yeah, it sucked. But
give him this run.
It was cool because his dad was there. His dad got to see him. His dad got to see him the next night. I think his dad got punched in the face or something the next night too.
Oh my
Like
God!
he got smacked or something. I forgot.
They said there was like an interview somewhere with Vince, and he was like, "Yeah, I just decided like a minute or 2 before that match started that I changed my mind and let Zach go over." Like
it was the right thing to do that night or something. He said.
Wow. That sucks.
like he said they had them all in Gorilla, and it was like so the first person's music was about to hit in like less than a minute, and he was like, "I changed the finish. Zach's going over right now. Change the finish." Like,
oh, I'd have been pissed. I would have been pissed.
Not if you're Zack Ryder though.
Yeah, it sucks for Zach, but you know, hey, it's Vince's world.
Was it?
He hates the fans. So,
was it crazy when the Hardys came back last year, when being in the building?
That was the biggest pop of the night. I don't care what anybody says. That was the biggest pop of the night last year. As soon as they hit the music, because the New Day came out. You know, fun fact: me and Biggie played football together at the University of Iowa.
Dude, that's sweet. I saw that. I saw Xavier was following you. I was like, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, great dude.
Did y'all graduate the same? Well, y'all couldn't have graduated the same year, did you?
He's I think 3 or 4 years older than I am.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But it's my freshman year and his last year playing. So we called each other in between, but we hung out a little bit after that because he was a TA at the time at the university. But New Day came out and did that quick thing, introducing the Hardys, and I mean, like every dude in there screamed like a little girl. It was so cool.
And you like, let's see, were you there for Cena versus Rock? No, that would have been more than 5 years ago.
Cena and Brian. Yeah, that was New York, I think. That was the year
That was the year
I
before
went.
New Orleans, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Yep. And that was when they played at MetLife.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a couple.
There's so many moments we want to hear what it was like being in the crowd.
Well, obviously, I guess the big one that everybody who is listening to this point is a wrestling fan. What was it like when the Undertaker lost and walked out last year?
I'd never seen so many grown men cry. Like,
I bet not.
the first time, I didn't really see anybody cry or like people freaked out. I didn't see anybody cry, but when the Undertaker took off his hat and took off his robe and put it in the middle of the ring, people started walking out crying. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Grown men just bawling. There's nothing wrong with it, but I've never seen a group of a collective group of men just crying at the same time over a professional wrestler. So it's kind of cool to see. It was. I really thought it was going to be the last match, but I guess it's not because rumors are he's supposed to be fighting Cena. So we'll see.
Yeah, there's
you can tell they're going to plan on something.
the rumor mill's floating around, and he was at did you watch Raw 25?
Yes, I did. I
Yeah.
was supposed to go. I had tickets, but I was in Miami, so I kind of got screwed.
Oh man, so he was there. So I mean, who knows? We might be seeing another Undertaker match.
Yeah. I think he should have called it quits last year, but it's the Undertaker. It's all about the legacy, and I hope he has a good match. Cena he'll job for him a little bit, I think. So we'll see how it goes, though.
What's your thoughts on Cena?
At first, I wasn't a fan, but he's good for the business, and he's I think 18 years in. I think now 17 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but he is good for the business. He has surprisingly a great skill set of moves that a guy his size usually doesn't have. I give it up to him. He's awesome. You either love him or you hate him. So I'm right on the side of liking him barely.
It's like
I used to be a hater.
It's like at the point now where it's like a guy who's invested this much time and this much effort. How do you not like the man? Like, how do you not just sit there? How do you not kind of sit back and be like, okay, like.
I started off really liking him, and then I got to the point where I was just kind of getting like, not even like, I was just kind of sick of him. Like, it wasn't like I had a problem with him, and then now I'm kind of starting to like him again.
Right. And that's how I was. I just started getting sick of him, seeing him on TV and going out every night. And he was on TV almost every night at one point. And I'm just like, all right, it's enough Cena. I think he's won the title 5 times already. I'm tired of him winning the title. You're kind of burying some of your younger guys that are going to be great one day. And I wasn't a fan of it for a while. But like I said, he's great for the business, and he's kind of like the Hulk Hogan of our time.
Yeah, he really is.
You like him or you hate him, or it is what it is.
If I can bounce back to one question real quick, I don't know why I didn't ask this, but what position did Big E play in high school or college? I mean,
he's a defensive tackle. He was that big in college.
I don't know how you block that man.
God Almighty! And he went on to have that big powerlifting career and everything. I mean, people don't even know that about him.
Yeah, well, I think he's been a powerlifter forever. I remember him as me, Mike Daniels, and him. Or we were walking into the weight room, and he's sitting there incline benching like 415 pounds. We're just looking like, how the hell do you do this? But he was just a freak in the weight room. So that was his kind of claim to fame. And I like how the transition into wrestling. Him and John Cena used to work out together, and John Cena actually found him, I think it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Asked him to come work out with him, and the rest is history. I think he'd be world champ in the next 3-4 years. So.
I think I loved when he was back when he was running with Dolph Ziggler and
I like that too.
AJ Lee. I thought that was a really cool role for him. I thought that was awesome.
Oh yeah, it was great. It kind of really started his NXT started his career, but his WWE career that really took him off.
I think
he ended up winning the title, the Intercontinental title. I think it was.
Yep.
Did he win the title?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, I think he did too. And then that whole little faction, when he smacked AJ in the face, that was great. It wasn't on purpose, but
Yeah, that was my favorite Big E run. Like I think that was like by far like my favorite part.
He said he felt so bad. He's like, I didn't mean to, but it ended up being a joke between us three for like forever.
I still remember the night he debuted. I remember when he came out and everybody was like, "Oh my
Who is
God,
this animal?
look
Like,
at this monster."
Yeah, I remember it too. All my buddies would text me like, "Hey, he tore." I don't know if I can say his name or not.
yeah, keep kayfabe around here.
Oh, okay. So Etor's on TV. Turn the wrist. I'm like, I'm already watching him. Like, oh, it's so cool. So it was exciting to see somebody on WWE.
It's cool how they did the New Day because him and Xavier and Kofi, they could all three be on TV every week and have like a because for a while there, I feel like they didn't know what they're gonna do with them.
I was glad they did it because at first I remember talking to E and he was saying. So he, Xavier, and Kofi were trying to come up with gimmicks because they were all kind of mid-carders at the time. And I think this was like 4 or 5 years ago. And he's just like, we pitched like this Nation of Domination thing to Vince, and he was just like, oh, no, we can't have that. And then they pitched some type of sports pitch to him. He's like, no. So Vince was like, all right, I got something for you. We're going to call it the New Day, and you guys are going to, dance around and act stupid and blah, blah, blah. And of course, when Vince says you got to go with it. So he texted me, he's like, I hate this gimmick. This is awful. It's so bad. We got to dance around and be clowns all day. So I'm like, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But
it looks like
after a while, Vince kind of gave them,
He looks like he's like you were saying, like I think they kind of made it their own, and he looks like he kind of likes it now.
Oh no, they love it now. Vince kind of gave them, full
creative control.
Yeah, full creative over the New Day, so they pretty much do whatever they want.
Man, that is.
Because at first it was kind of weird. I remember when they debuted, it was kind of weird. It was like they were all wearing like business attire, and it was like really kind of weird. And then they kind of like transformed it into like the entertaining like part of Raw, like where they would just act crazy.
Right. I think that's when Vince was like, "Just go ahead and do your thing. You guys will make it work."
And they've made it work. I mean, 2015 they won Best Gimmick of the Year in pro wrestling. So I mean, they're making it work.
And their title run was super long. Like it was, I think it's the longest ever.
479 days.
Yeah, it was the longest. They beat the Road Warriors.
Yeah, 479-day tag team champions, longest in history. So.
And I like how they let them use the Freebird rule, where they can all three, like two out of the three, defend the title every night, because it gives a refreshing look at like
I like it too.
The combinations and all that.
What do
I think they were the first team. I think they're the first team to be able to use the Freebird rule as champions since the Freebirds.
Okay.
That's pretty big.
That's pretty big, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else.
So what do guys in the NFL think about WWE? Like, do a lot of them respect it, or do a lot of them kind of crap on it, or?
It's kind of taboo. In the locker rooms that I've been in, some guys are like, "Oh, that's wrestling, it's fake," blah blah blah. But then you got some guys that kind of, they're undercover wrestling fans, but they don't tell anybody. So when I was with the Giants, I'm a big fan, so I don't care what anybody thinks. So I used to wear my T-shirts, and sometimes I wear my Macho Man bandana. And some guys are like, "Oh, you still watch wrestling?" Oh, I like wrestling. I haven't watched it since Stone Cold, The Rock, and that everybody says that.
Oh yeah.
Like, next time you go to a match, yeah. Like, next time you go to a match, let me know. Don't tell anybody, but let me know. I like to go. Anytime I went to a match, I'd bring like 2 or 3 guys with me. They enjoyed it. They loved it.
I mean,
they loved it.
Well, it's crazy because like you watch Raw and like you'll see, like I know, like for instance, like D'Angelo Williams.
Gary Barnage is big.
Yeah,
into
like
it.
some of those guys are huge, and they're at like, because they were in Raw during the season this year, and it was like, I remember they showed right behind the announcers, and it was like D'Angelo Williams, Le'Veon Bell was there. I think Jesse James might have been there with him. Martavis Bryant was there.
Big Ben in 2008 did an angle, like he was in the ring.
Yeah, like they
I remember.
And then you got Gronk. Gronk done that thing at
Big Gronk
WrestleMania.
said he's going after.
So you were at WrestleMania when Gronk got up in the ring.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird spot, but it was cool to see somebody in there that, was a football player, him and Mojo, but, it was all right.
He kind of just buried everybody.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
And he showed up at a couple SmackDowns since then.
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
And our boy Stephon Morris, we had him on about a couple weeks ago, and we're gonna have him on again. He's big time into WWE too. I want to give him his credit.
What's his name?
Stephon Morris. He played on the Patriots for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who
he's in the brotherhood of NFL players who support WWE.
There's a few of us now. Like I said, there's a few of us, and there's a few undercover ones, but I like the few in the crowd. Angela Williams actually wrestled in a match on
TNA. Yeah, he was in a match.
He looked pretty good. Like I thought it was pretty. Like he looked pretty smooth.
They asked him for to sign a contract, and he declined. But hey, you take all them bumps in football. It's hard to get into a wrestling career after you take all them bumps. So I get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. I bet that's super hard. He was at he actually had a match at what's the Bound for Glory is where he had his match, right? I think.
Yeah, he went to a table. I think he put somebody through a table or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he put the guy on the table and flipped onto him. It was actually a legit match. He did a legit. He did a 10-minute spot, so it was really good.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram and Snapchat, and I remember like leading up to it, he was putting a whole bunch of stuff on his story like every single week of like training in their little in their gym and stuff. And I was telling Patrick, I was like, man, I think D'Angelo Williams is like working with TNA, man. He's there like every day putting training videos up.
I was hoping he did it. Him and Moose, that was a good match. I think it was him and Moose versus EC3 and somebody else. And it ended up being a good match. There's a couple botches here and there, but if you're not a real wrestling fan, you wouldn't have noticed.
You'd have never noticed, yeah.
It was good.
And EC3 showed up at NXT the other night.
Oh, it was dope. It was dope.
Him and Ricochet.
I was excited. Oh, did you guys see the? I guess he debuted last night, and he did a 6:30 splash, which was awesome.
Yeah, Ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he last night. So I didn't get to see it, but I was looking on Twitter last night because I didn't have. I was kind of out of town last night, and Triple H tweeted out a picture last night of him backstage. Like I think it was in Gorilla or something. Triple H tweeted out a picture of Ricochet. He was like, "I'll just leave this here. Y'all say what y'all want," or something like that. It was like, oh man,
I saw that this morning. It was awesome. I think somebody, you're not supposed to, I don't think you're supposed to tape with your phone during, matches that aren't live, but somebody taped it and it's on Facebook somewhere, and he did a 6:30 splash on last night's NXT taping, so it was pretty sweet.
That's crazy. I can't wait to see him and you'll probably know, but when him and Will Ospreay had that match, was it 2 years ago? I think was it Wrestle Kingdom?
Oh yeah.
Man, that thing was that one got a lot of bad heat, but I watched the whole thing and I enjoyed it. I thought it was it was
great too.
Yeah, it was a. Everybody's kind of like
it's all the old school guys like not selling, you're killing the business.
Yeah, they're like we don't like all that flips and the high spots, but I mean I think it's like a testament to what those guys are able to do. Like that's their talent, and your talent's selling like the fight or whatever.
Exactly, they're cruiserweights that are showing off their talent, and that's what they do. They're not the big guys that slam people, and even though some of them can do it, but that's not their skill set. Yeah, so why are you getting pissed at the guys that are super kicking everybody or flipping? I think it's great. Yeah, it's good for the 205 brand. I'll tell you
it's real good for that. Yeah, you're right.
And WWE can use some 205 guys because they've had a lot of guys leave and get fired, and
they need all the help they can get in 205 right now.
I was saying I could see Vince getting frustrated with the whole thing if they don't get some new people in there.
You just got to get the right guys. I think Ricochet is going to be on Raw or Raw SmackDown or either one, but he would help the 205 brand a ton real quick. And there's a kid named Leo Rush that is getting a lot of heat right now, but if he was on 205 Live, he'd be amazing. I think he's down in Florida at the Performance Center, unless they fired him, because I guess him and I think it was Emma, he he tweeted Emma something after she got released, and everybody freaked out on her.
Oh yeah, okay, I heard about that. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny though.
Yeah, I thought it was funny too. I think he was making a joke about it, and people freaked out. I'm like, it's just a joke, but he has an amazing skill set too. And if you get a chance to watch one of his matches, he's a no-sell guy too, but the guy is great in the ring. He's just like a hybrid kind of guy. He's great.
Yeah, it's I think WWE's got a couple good signings coming in with like Ricochet. He's good for NXT if he stays there or whatever, and Ronda Rousey coming in. So I think those things are pretty good for him.
Yeah, what do you think about Ronda?
Ronda. I just feel like she stole the spotlight for the women who had the best match of the night in Royal Rumble. And she came out and she didn't even know when to point, but she pointed at the WrestleMania sign, so I guess she's going to wrestle at WrestleMania. I was just so mad that she stole the spotlight from Asuka, who's been working her ass off for the last 2 years in NXT and WWE, and still a spotlight for a rookie that may not have the best skill set at first. I don't think she's going to have the best skills. She kind of reminds me of what's the fighter girl from WWE? She walks out with Paige.
Oh yeah,
her name.
I know
Not
who
the
you're talking
Rice
about.
Squad, the other one.
Oh yeah,
Affliction or Effect.
I can't remember her name.
But I think it's going to be the same kind of character, the same type of deal. So I get it. It's best for business right now because you're trying to get the dollar amounts up, but we'll see. I hope she does good. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's going to take a while for her to get to where she needs to be.
I'm kind of excited for it, but at the same time, like you said, it's like, why couldn't we have done this like 2 years ago whenever we desperately needed it? Because right now the women's division is like, I don't fast forward through the matches anymore. I watch everything.
Exactly. They should have did it, like you said, when was it, her and The Rock came out at WrestleMania.
Yeah, they should have pulled the trigger then.
Yeah, exactly. I know I think she had one more match after that, and I think that was her obligation. But hell, even last year they could have done something with it when the women really needed it.
Yeah,
now you got Charlotte and Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch and all, like Alexa Bliss, like all these. They always have good matches. It's like kind of almost like an extra. We don't really need it.
Right. It's a ton of women right now, and it's a ton of guys too. Don't get me wrong, but it's hard to keep up with all those women when they only wrestle once or twice a night, whereas the guys are wrestling 5-6 times a night. So it's hard to keep up with all of them. I bet you can't name more than 7.
And I would argue
about 20 right now.
And I would argue that we talked about it after the Royal Rumble. We watched it a little bit late, but we talked about it after the Rumble. I would argue that the women's Royal Rumble is better than the men's this year.
No, like I said, it was the greatest match of the night that night.
Yeah,
it was great. It was the best match, and to see all the women come back for it, like Molly Holly, who I thought was the best out of the surprise entrances. She looked great, and she did great. I was surprised. They still had it. Her and Lita, she almost botched that foot, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Some of the other girls.
Yeah, Trish and all them.
Molly Holly really stood out for that.
They had Kelly and
Tori Wilson.
Trish Stratus. Yeah, all was good. They're great. But Molly Holly, I don't know. I thought she can come back and actually wrestle. Whereas the other girls are kind of like,
It was nice to see the send off for most of them.
Because like Trish Stratus and Lita, they'll come back every like 2 years or something. Like Molly Holly, she hasn't been on like as far as I can remember, and since she like retired.
Right.
So it was crazy, like you said.
Yeah, no, she hasn't been back. Yeah, she hasn't been back forever. Not like a whole little faction, Molly Holly, Crash Holly.
Yeah, that was always cool.
The hardcore group. Yeah, they're dope. Rest in peace, Crash. But I thought they were dope.
Well, man, we don't want to. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was actually an ECW fan, so to have some hardcore in WWE was my thing. So
they bring the hardcore championship back.
Yeah, we talked about that with Stephon Morris. They need to bring the hardcore championship back. We think
they should, but who do you give it to?
There's nobody really that's hardcore anymore.
Yeah, we didn't ask ourselves that question until just now. And now we're sitting here. Maybe it's not a good idea.
Bring McFoley back again for the 20th time.
Yeah, I have no idea who you give it to. I don't think anybody has that. I don't think anybody, unless you just go like you go Braun Strowman, and
My God,
I barely give it to him because I think he should be champion. So
I think if
He's the most over guy right now, I think.
right.
I think if this angle keeps going with him and Brock, and they ride this thing out to Mania, oh my gosh, it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, they're gonna ride it out.
See, everybody keeps saying it's gonna be Roman versus Brock, but I just feel like this Roman and Brock thing is way too hot to stop.
Exactly, and I think it'll make the most money. Nobody wants to see Roman Reigns anymore. I'm a fan of Roman Reigns, but I'm getting kind of tired of it.
Yeah,
he puts on great matches, but I'm getting tired of it.
They're not doing him any favors by having him do all this stuff so early in his career.
Exactly, they're just hurting him for later on.
He's just gonna get bored and leave early, or people are just gonna really hate him even more.
He's Vince's guy, so I think guys are just gonna hate him even more.
That's the problem. Yeah, we were talking about it.
Anywhere.
We were talking about it because I can't remember what part of the match I said it, but when we were watching the Rumble, I was like, I think Patrick looked at me and was like, "You think he'll win or something like that?" And I was like, "I think they know better. I think whoever's sitting back there in Gorilla, I think they know better than to let him do this again." Like,
see, it shouldn't be at the point where I don't think he'll win because they know that we'll hate it so much because he's won so many previously. You don't want to be in that position.
I was just waiting for Vince to troll us.
I was
just waiting for Vince to troll us at 30.
Like last year when he did that.
Last year when he came out 30, we were all like, "No, like this has got to be a joke." Like,
oh, it was so funny. It was so funny.
I think they would do
everybody's reaction to it.
Like, why don't you just let him fight for the U.S. title or something like they did a year ago? Like, just cool him down a little bit, then he can do some main event stuff again. Like, I don't see why they're having to rush it.
Well, that's what I think they're trying to do now, but they're still rushing it too much with the Intercontinental Championship, and let him hold it for a couple of years, and then let it cool down, like you said, and let him do his thing.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's not really in an angle right now. I guess he's having a rematch Monday for the Intercontinental title, or was that this week? Did he? I think he might have had his rematch or something. But
yeah, I missed SmackDown and Raw, so.
Yeah, I can't remember if he had it this week or if he's having it, but I mean, if he stays in the Intercontinental title picture, I'm not going to complain too much because, I mean,
it sucks because I like Roman too. Like, I just don't want to see him get him. They abuse certain guys and they'll just force him, like what they did with Cena.
Right. Exactly.
Well, man, we don't want to hold up too much of your Saturday. We know you're probably a busy guy, have a lot of things to do, so. We don't want to keep you too much longer. We've been going almost an hour here, so
we definitely want to talk some WWE again for sure, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, just give me a call.
We definitely we got two guys we can do WWE with over the phone now. So
we might do a conference call with everybody on it one day, and something like that would be kind of cool. Maybe
that sounds good to me.
All right, man. Yeah. Well, we appreciate your time today, man, and good luck coming up this season. We'd love to hear from you back whenever the season starts up. Maybe when it's over, or, if you got time during the season, talk about it. We'd love to hear about it then too.
Definitely.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right, everybody. We're hoping you enjoyed that. We definitely did. It was probably one of our most fun ones we've done so far.
Yeah, we love the ones that can that turn into WWE podcasts at the end. Those are our favorite.
Yeah, we were really excited when he messaged us back and said, "Hey, I want to do it, but can we talk some wrestling too?" We're like, "Absolutely."
Yeah, I think it's super cool to know the other professions like pro football and the MMA guys. I know there's a couple of them out there who respect it. It's cool to know that everybody does kind of watch it and there's a common ground, I guess, amongst athletes that's the one thing they can all kind of share if they all kind of watch WWE from sport to sport. Everybody kind of shares that common ground, so it's cool to be able to talk to a pro football player.
Man, he had some really cool stories from the Giants and the Redskins being drafted in the first couple of years there when they had all those new guys coming in, like Alfred Morris and RG3 and Kirk Cousins. And
yeah, he was in a really good draft class.
He had that Eli Manning and Odell Beckham and all those stories, and Tom Coughlin. He had a lot of good insight. He offered a lot of good insight.
Yeah, it was super cool, but it's really cool to be able to talk to these guys, and we really enjoy it.
We're having some more on here soon. We're trying to.
We should have 3 this week, maybe.
Yeah.
I think we're striving for 3 more this week. So we got a couple guys we got on the back burner. We're about to let them call in. So be sure to be on the lookout for them. Check them out this week. There'll be a couple. I'd say around Thursday, one will come out. maybe Wednesday, and then be on the lookout this weekend. Maybe 2 will drop this weekend. Maybe
Yeah,
one.
we have a lot of guys that have messaged us back and want to do
Yeah.
it. It's just mapping this thing out with school and work and.
So it could be. I mean, it could be the middle of the week you get one, the weekend you'll get another. Maybe like the beginning of next week you get another. So
Probably so.
that's about
I
the
know we got
timeline.
about probably 5, 6, maybe 5 to 8 guys on hold right now trying to get scheduling.
So that's about our timeline we're looking at. So if you like these, let us know. We'd love to know. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We got all 3. It's pretty easy to find us. If you can find one, you can find the other ones. So check them out. Let us know what you think about these podcasts, and we'll see you next time.